Hey, good morning, everyone. Today, I want to take a few minutes and visit with you about your most vital function, making grain. You see, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of things that you need to do or have to do on a daily basis to manage your farming operation, but none of them is as vital as making grain. Because regardless of any other functions you're involved in, there is no other opportunity that has a bigger impact on your bottom line. In the high yield strategy to producing a top crop, number 3 is high yield planting. And the specific strategies for high yield planting can be found in the top 5 factors for producing a top crop. Because 4 of those top 5 factors are finalized when the seed goes into the ground, and 100% of your maximum grain making opportunity is completed when the planter folds up and heads down the road to the next field. I hope that today you find yourself curled up in your office with a hot cup of coffee and the space heater running, and not in the planter tractor, since I know that we still have time to implement the high yield planting strategy. I would like to take a few minutes to visit about the factors that are most impactful on your ability to complete your most vital function, making grain. The factors within your control at planting are soil conditions, seed placement, and matching the right variety to the right field. Now let's break down each one of them. Soil conditions at planting time is the first factor because it is the most important. No calendar or neighbor should influence your decision of when is best to plant. Only the conditions you can see and feel. One of the first soil conditions we're looking for is soil temperature. Soil temperature should be a minimum of 50 and preferably 55 degrees for corn planting when a 7 to 10 day weather forecast that promotes stability or warming of the soil. During the 24-hour period from 10 a.m. on Sunday, April the 12th, to 10 a.m. on Monday, April 13th, we saw the 2 and 4 inch soil temperature drop nearly 10 degrees, and the forecast has significant challenges to soil warming in the next 10 days. Click pause on your planting plans now and monitor the soil temperature for the right time to get back into the field. Be sure to take to the field over the next few weeks with your thermometer and monitor the soil temperature in your fields before planting. Along with soil temperature, soil moisture plays a huge role in having the proper conditions for high yield planting. Excessive soil moisture conditions that leave the seed slice compacted and potentially open create problems for the seed when it is germinating, as well as the development of the corn roots later in the season. Soil moisture conditions that are marginal or too dry can also cause problems with even germination and leave your stand compromised due to having uneven maturity or skipped plants where there was not adequate moisture to get the stand established. Uneven moisture also falls into the second factor of seed placement. Several adjustments can be made to your planter to increase your effective stand by improving seed placement. Slowing down your planter speed to make sure an adequate and even depth is achieved is critical. Adjusting the yaw, pitch, and roll of your planter as your planter pulls through the field at speed is also critical. The yaw is how square your planter is pulling behind your tractor in relationship to the direction you are moving. The roll is how level your planter is running side to side in relationship to the ground you are planting. And the pitch is how level your planter is running from front to back. Yaw, pitch, and roll influence the seed placement and seed to soil contact when properly or improperly adjusted. Creating the perfect conditions for seed to soil contact requires that planters be inspected and adjusted in the field at your typical planting speed. You can use a magnetic bullet level to check the pitch and roll of your planter when it is on the go. In order to check the yaw, You will need to stop your planter while it is in the ground and using a 100-foot tape measure, check the distance from the center of the front axle of the tractor to each end of the planter. If your planter is pulling square, the distance will be equal. Another factor that can have a big impact is planting depth. 2 inches or 2 1/4 inches deep is the ideal depth if conditions are ideal. When conditions are variable, deeper planting may be necessary to improve the evenness of soil temperature or moisture. When adjusting planting depth, in almost every case, deeper is better. 2 inches is the absolute minimum because the physical growth requirements of corn's crown and root system. Inspecting and setting the gauge wheels to achieve an even stand row to row across your planter is important. Every row may not need to be in the same notch on the adjustment because of manufacturing and wear differences. Utilize the pocket knives that I give out each year as seed delivery to dig and check your seed depth and placement. Finally, matching the right variety to the right field. This part should already have been completed throughout the winter when we made your seed plans. Now is the time to implement the plan and not the time to mess it up. Although many of the hybrids you are planting have the ability to be grown in diverse conditions across your farm, it is important if you find yourself with a planter full of seed in a field that is not suitable to plant, you give me a call. I want to ensure that the product placement is always optimal for the field that you are planting, as well as the ripple effects of the next product placement change that will need to be made to rebalance your hybrid by field plan. The importance of matching seed trait package to crop rotation, along with pH, drought, ear placement, and maturity ratings, among others, all combine to a complex decision that should never be made without a second opinion. As Mother Nature continues to throw curveballs at the spring #Plant2020 season, remember, your most vital function is making grain, and the most important steps you can take to make more grain are the ones you make in the planter. I'm Matt Long, helping you farm differently by providing information you can't get anywhere else.